Hey tea heads, this is Don from Mayleaf. We've got a new matcha in stock and I just wanted to make a quick video to explain and showcase the differences between our 2025 matcha offerings so that you are better placed to make decisions about which matcha you want to go for or if you want to go for both. So previously we separated our matcha offerings into ceremonial and masters. They were both ceremonial grade. What does that mean? That means for us that they're shade grown, properly shade grown tencha, that it's properly processed tencha, stone milled under 10 microns and is suitable for usucha and koicha, so for ceremonies. But that term has become thrown around and it has become meaningless these days. So instead of calling our matcha ceremonial and masters, we've instead decided to just call the matcha by the cultivar and the place. So this year our ceremonial matcha is our Uji Saimidori matcha, which is this one here. And just arrived in is our masters matcha for this year, which is a Tenryu Tsuyu Hikari matcha from Shizuoka. You can see the difference here in terms of look. Now I know a lot of people will say, well, that one looks much less vibrant than this one. Now I've written all about this as to the difference in shade and color. Color in matcha is useful, but not exhaustive when deciding on quality. Sure, you want vibrant green powder, but you've got to be very careful that you're not just getting powder that's produced for looks and not for taste. The Saimidori cultivar is naturally a less green cultivar, and if it's been shaded using the kanreisha method, it's going to produce a much less vibrant but much more tasty tea compared with if it's just been blanketed, if the bushes have been blanketed for shading. So both of these teas are top grade matcha. This is from Uji Saimidori cultivar, 25-day shaded. This is from Tenryu in Shizuoka, and this is from the Tsuyu Hikari cultivar, which is a much greener cultivar naturally anyway, and it comes from, as I said, Tenryu, which is not in Uji, not in the original area where matcha is produced. So let me quickly explain what's happened here. Usually we source our master's matcha from Uji as well, from various different families that have been producing matcha for many, many, many years, if not decades. This year, because of the matcha trend, the matcha hype, the market has changed quite dramatically. And whilst we did taste all of the master's matcha from the same families that we normally source from, we found that either the price was madness, or we felt that the tea tasted a little bit rushed. And this is always one of the concerns that we have. And I've made a whole video about matcha and the sort of the pros and cons of this matcha trend that's happening at the moment. But one of the cons is that, you know, producers are being pushed to increase yield and also to sort of speed up production. So we felt that the master's matcha from the families that we normally buy our master's matcha from did not hit the mark in terms of price to quality. So we went searching around, and I have always loved matcha from Tenriu, from this area, pristine area in Shizuoka, and so we tasted loads, and this one just knocked my socks off. So let's quickly whisk these up. I'm not going to drink them completely, all of them, otherwise I will be one caffeinated Don. But I've got 5 grams in here, and I'm just going to put in about 100 ml of water. We'll start by making a quick paste. The smell is beautiful. It's roasted almonds, chocolate. It's just got this amazing nutty smell to it. And that's what you want. You don't want a matcha that smells too green, in my opinion. Yes, it's got some sort of green melon note to it. It's got a little bit of some vegetal note in it, but it is very, very nutty and warm. So I'm going to put about 75 ml of water, something like that, and we'll quickly whisk this up. I've done a whole video, I think I have, I'm starting to lose track. I've done a whole video about this matcha. I've done a whole video about the matcha trend, how it started. If you've not seen that, then go check that one out. It's really interesting to sort of follow, to chart this meteoric rise in matcha over the last few years. Here we go. Cheers, everybody. I mean, you can see how beautiful it whisks up, first of all, right? And it is still a beautiful, vibrant green color. Be warned, I'm gonna say this again and again, I feel, over the next few years. Be warned, because a lot of producers are producing for color. This, to me, is the supreme balance between the creamy, the rich, the umami, the deep, the nutty, the dessert-like, the chocolates, the milks, the porridges, and the green melon fruitiness, some floral lotus flower, and this soft bitters. So the soft bitters that you look for, that's not a pharmaceutical bitterness, it's a bitterness which transforms, but it gives structure to the whole matcha experience. That bitterness is an essential part of the character of this tea. It's not extreme by any stretch of the imagination. It's soft, it's giving, it transforms, but it's unmistakably there, and it leads to sort of a lemony green melon freshness. This is a perfect matcha in terms of that balanced matcha experience, perfect for usucha, perfect for koicha, but also perfect for your other matcha concoctions and drinks, because it'll stand up to stuff that you add to it. But it's smooth, it's soft, it's warming, it's sweet. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful matcha, and it's worthy of its place on our shelves. All right, so now let's brew up this new one which has come in, if these scales let me. Yep, okay. So hopefully you can see there. I'm gonna, again, pour in a bit of water, whisk it up, and then give it a smell. You can warm up the bowl and smell the dry leaf. If you go online, you can read all my notes. The smell on this is different, so different. So the Tsuyu Hikari cultivar was developed in the 1970s, and it's a cross between the Asatsuyu and the Shizu cultivar, and it has a particular character: pronounced umami, soft florals, and almost no bitterness, and it really suits the prefecture of Shizuoka. The smell on this is just super warm. It's nut butters. I'm getting peanut butter. I'm getting roasted pecans. I'm getting chocolate porridge, chocolate oatmeal. And I'm getting a lot of oats, like toasted oats, like oat biscuits. It's really warm. It's much more, if you compared it to this, I'm getting less of the sort of green melons. This is a very, very warm, puddingy matcha. Okay, let's whisk this up. And that's what we tend to look for in our master's matcha, what we used to call our master's matcha, was matcha that was just super, super indulgent and puddingy. Having that umami, savory to sweet note, but lots and lots of sort of velvety, creamy notes. Here we go. You can see the difference in color between the two, but again, I want to stress that that should not be your defining factor in terms of selecting your matcha. This is just like having a peanut butter malted milk, chocolate malted oat milk, whipped cream. It is so velvety, it is so creamy, it is so soft, it is so indulgent, it is so puddingy. It has the barest hint of bitterness, but I'm talking about almost imperceptible. Very unusual for a matcha. It's almost zero bitterness, and that's because of the cultivar as well as production as well. This is 30-day shaded. So you're getting this pronounced brothiness, and then you're getting this incredible nutty warmth, as I said, peanut butter, pecan butter, whipped cream. It's very velvety, it's very soft. When I compare it to this one, I mean, they're both luxury in the mouth, but this one is just that more puddingy, like as if you're having like a custard or a pudding in terms of its silkiness. It leaves your mouth with, again, like this beautiful, like warm, oaty, porridgey, slightly carameled, custardy note. There is some florals that come through. Again, I would sort of say similar, like lotus or orchid. So sort of white, powdery florals pop in. I'm getting little bits of like wild strawberry fruitiness as well. Beautiful, beautiful matcha. Really, really unctuous and soft in the mouth. And they just offer a slightly different experience. I would say that the Saimidori one is more of your classic matcha taste, where you've got, you know, the umami, you've got the nuts, you've got the milks, and then you're moving into the flowers, some fruits, and those touches of bitter. So it's very structured and complete. And again, luxury in the mouth. This one is just dialed up in one direction. It's dialed up in terms of creaminess, in terms of that velvety nature, and in terms of the taste. It's just all warm nuts, toasted oats, chocolate, and very, very little bitterness. This one, again, amazing for an usucha or a koicha. You can also mix this, of course, with milky drinks if you want. Personally, I don't know. Like, if I was going to make a milky drink, I'd probably opt for the Uji Saimidori, just because I would want that little bit of extra edge in terms of the taste to counteract the milk. If you made a milky matcha with this Tenryu Tsuyu Hikari matcha, it would be the most indulgent, puddingy kind of drink, because you wouldn't have any bitterness to counteract the milky sweetness and the milky creaminess. So it would be very, very indulgent and soft and rich. But, you know, they would both make spectacular drinks, pure or combined, as you wish. 2025 selection. Obviously, I suggest that you get both, so you've got the variety, but up to you. I hope that this video at least gives you some useful comparisons for when you are shopping online. That's it, tea heads. Bye.